There it is. Hi everyone, my name is Brent, and I'm about to embark on a very ambitious project halfway through the season. We're yanking the engine out and getting it rebuilt. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please consider subscribing if you haven't yet already, because that helps us out a ton with the algorithms and with the ad revenues and with all of the back-end stuff that goes along with the YouTube channel. What also helps, and what helps us directly, is by going to GleasonBrosRacing.com. Get your channel merch. We got race team merch, we got YouTube channel merch, which this is actually one of them. It is a koozie branded tumbler that's etched with our logo, and it is awesome. I just put a bunch of ice in it and water. It lasts all day. It's like 40 ounces or something like that. They're tough as hell. They're aluminum. You can put coffee in it. You can keep stuff cold. It's great. And you also have t-shirts. We have novelty shirts, race team shirts, hats, stickers. If you don't feel like spending a lot of money, you name it. It'll all come straight to you. No questions asked. Good quality stuff. Thank you guys for that. Anyway, we have to get the motor out. Last week, I made mention that I did a compression test on this thing, and I just kind of said, oh yeah, every cylinder was pretty much the same, and they all pumped about 140 to 145. Well, 140 to 145 is dead with a crate engine. They're supposed to be a lot higher than that. So I didn't even ask anybody. I didn't ask my sponsors. I didn't ask family. I didn't ask anybody, but I had a couple people step up. Mainly my main sponsor, Northeast Truck and Off-Road. You see them on the car every week. They stepped up. Jason and his guys said, you know what, we're here to help. And they're going to help out by paying for at least half of it. And my family member, Frank Jr., who has been a huge supporter and a gigantic help financially, he stepped up and paid for more than the other half of it. And without these people, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be able to race. I wouldn't be successful. I wouldn't have anything that we have now. I wouldn't be living dreams without other people. And to have that in my life is just an extraordinary thing, and I can't even begin to describe the feeling of having that, because I just consider myself to be an incredibly lucky person just to have that. And it means a great deal to me. It's very touching that people care enough and think enough about me and believe enough in me to do that. So the way I'm going to return it for them is we're going to get this motor out, we're going to get it fixed, and we're going to go win, because that's what we're missing right now. Yeah, we were a little tight last race, and we could have made a couple of different changes, but you know what? We're almost there, and we have a lot to fall back on. But first, let's get this motor out. I also got to make repairs to my engine jack, which I'm going to make off camera, but I'm going to show you something kind of interesting real quick since we're still recording. I've often told people, yeah, I can get the motor in and out of a car within an hour. Well, we're going to see if that's true. So my poor engine hoist over here needs a wheel or something, because I think I broke it trying to move it, but I don't have a good place to put it. I just throw a tarp over it. And I found a nice little wasp's nest sitting under here. Now, I don't care how much of an animal or whatever person you are. This is how we deal with things where I'm from. There we go. That took a second to click. Why didn't I? Oh, it's working now. There it is. It hasn't... Literally shut the camera off from time lapse. Engine's out of the car. That was exactly 1 hour. Oh, you guys are gonna think I actually made that up, but you know what? That was exactly 1 hour. Like, I set that and I just went straight to work. It started ringing the second I shut the camera off from time lapse. That's hilarious. All right, I got a lot of cleanup work to do. Plus, it's Still hanging in the air because I have to grab a giant metal bar to put the thing down so I can dismantle it, and then I gotta go move my truck and trailer, and I gotta go like get the truck ready. I gotta get my engine cradle. I still got the wooden engine cradle sitting over there from when I picked it up last year, and we're gonna have to grab that. And this is kind of precarious. I think I'll go put this thing down so that we can get this thing done. Okay, it took me longer to load the damn thing than it did to get it out of the damn car and to get all my carburetors, and I put I left the distributor in it, really. I got like 2 carburetors and the flywheel. I'm sending it with them. I'm like, here, just, that's what was in it, just take it. I must be fat, out of shape, old, or dying, or probably all 4 at this point. I think I'm gonna go take a cold shower, check the weather, and then hop in my dad's truck and go take the wife out or something, or go see my mom and take her out for ice cream. I don't care. Either way, I'm out of here. I'm done with the heat. I'm done with, it's not even that hot. I can't even complain about it being hot. It's just humid, and I'm fat and out of shape. My brother's gonna take the thing up to the engine shop tomorrow morning. And then, I don't know, I'll see you guys when we get back. I'm probably gonna take this rear end out of this car because, to be fair, I think there's a bent axle in it anyway. And it just doesn't suit me. You know, it doesn't suit my driving style. I don't mind shifting on restarts. It seems like it helps, but like when you're down on power, nothing helps anyway. So whatever, we'll get to it. Whenever I see you, I'll see you though. All right, it's a couple days later. I spent a lot of the day cleaning up the shop because in order for me to take an engine out within 1 hour, I had to tear my shop to pieces because just parts flying everywhere, tools all over the place, you name it. Boy, it took a long time to clean up. It is like 4:45 in the afternoon on my day off. That's how long we spent getting this place figured out, but I also took a little ride with the family, so can you blame me? At this moment, there's a couple changes that we need to make to the car in order for us to kind of go back to something that works. And remember, we had not made a lot of changes to the setup, right? I had been making some minor ones here and there, just trying to kind of compensate for the lack of power that the car had. Now, with the engine out, it's currently not here. It's still up at the engine repair shop, let's just say. And we're just gonna start from zero. We're gonna go back to where it was. I have all my notes written, and I'm just gonna put it back exactly the way it was. I'm even gonna go back to having the same rear axle in the car because, well, the 456s, I don't know, they're not really my cup of tea. I don't like how they drive. Shifting's okay, but it never really fixed what was wrong with what we had. So it's like, if we just had motor back, I bet you we'd be fine. So, plus, the major reason why is there's a bent axle. And for me to actually fix it requires having an axle that I don't have. At that point, we might as well just change the axle back out. It'll make life easier. And, you know, again, it's just kind of resetting to zero. I also found a few things, like this is the transmission that I had just put in, and now the engine's right back out 1 race later. Well, you see all this witness mark here of oil? Yeah, I found a leak. It was pretty profuse too. I mean, you could see a drip coming off of it, which isn't good. Well, this seal here on this shifter was kind of bad, and it was looking like it was weeping out of there and coming down to where this sensor used to be. Not sure what this sensor was for because it was on the 2.3 dog, but I put a plug in it and I threw some black RTV in it so it would hopefully plug it up, and I replaced this seal. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll help out. And I also found this. that bolt's loose. And down here, yep, that one's finger tight too. I know I put those on there. And I know I tightened them. As a matter of fact, here, let's see here. Well, that one's pretty tight by the feel of it. Yep, okay. So the hardest ones to get to are tight. But for some reason, these are loose. That's real weird. So this old axle is going to go back in. I know we don't have any problems with it because we were doing just fine with it. I got to switch the brakes over. I got to drag it over there. And I hate putting stock rears in these cars. They suck to jack up. They just do. And if I had the little limiting chains in the back, it made life a lot easier because I could just hook the chains on it so it couldn't go nowhere, and then I could just swing it back and forth and hook the... It's just, I don't have those anymore. My old car had them, but I don't, so... I'm going to start ripping this thing out. Step number one of making the car back to zero is right back in. It's funny, is I took the old rear out there and I put the same brake caliper brackets on the old rear as I had on the one that was in it. And remember how we were having some kind of problems with the brake dragging on the left rear, probably in the last episode. Changed the caliper, tried different things, tried putting the brake caliper bracket in the vise, actually not even the vise, the press, and straightened it out. Well, I put the calipers on, put a nut on, made sure that the rotors sat right up against the axles so there's no flop there. Pumped the brake pedal back up just in case and rotated the axles, and they rotated so free, they just kept going. I was like, oh, okay, I guess we'd solved that problem. So this rear seems to be rotating really well. I'm pretty sure I never took any fluid out of it. I think I just took it out and put it in the back of my truck just as a spare. And, well, it is kind of dripping fluid out of the front seal because I didn't goop the outside edge of where it presses into the housing. So if it's dripping, it means it has fluid, right? Well, I mean, I did think that once, and we ended up melting all the teeth off of the ring gear and the pinion in New Hampshire. So I'll probably throw a camera down that just in case. And as you watch me change color as well as my shirt, that signals my departure from the shop because I'm done here. We got that one little change to make. We still got to get the engine back. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and I'm really hoping that at some point maybe I can go up there and get it, but it's going to be a real long day Thursday if that's not ready. So kind of crossing my fingers right now and hoping for the best because if we don't get it back, we're hosed, and that pretty much ends our season if we don't get that thing back. And if we get it back Thursday night, oh boy, am I going to be tired on Friday. I might call out of work. I don't do that. I never call out of work. But I don't know, man. I don't know if racing's really that important, but we'll see. I'm waiting on word, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, next day. It's now Wednesday, and not here yet. I didn't think it would be here yet, clearly. I mean, I'm a realist. I didn't expect it to be done that quickly. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this sort of thing, and I understand. So I didn't expect it to be today. That's all right. It is about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have yet to hear from them yet, but hopefully we will hear something from them. Now, clearly, the engine shop that I'm working with, they are racers themselves. They understand the whole deal. They were confident in being able to get this thing done and ready and enough time for me to have it done and ready in here for Friday. So I'm really kind of keeping my fingers crossed that if it's not today, I'll hear word about it in time tomorrow that I can haul up there and go get it, bring it back, and throw it in. Again, you don't have any clue when things are going to get done because I'm not up there, and things could happen outside of the norm. and unexpected things could happen. Like they could get in there and find that they need something specific and maybe not have it, and I'd be up a creek without a paddle because of just extenuating circumstances that's really nobody's fault. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm kind of trying to be cool right now. The reason why is because, well, I have really awesome people in my corner, and not only them, but Frank Jr. and my brother and all the people who are emotionally and financially invested in this thing, that if this thing doesn't get done and we miss a race, that's it. That's season over. Everything that we did would be, that's it. Like, if this motor isn't back in time, and again, I'm not blaming anybody because it was my idea to send it up there. It was my idea to have it refreshed. And if somebody, for whatever reason, can't get it done in 2 or 3 days, you can't blame it on them. Again, that's not what's happening right now. I'm just throwing hypotheticals out there. But if for some reason it doesn't come back and we end up missing anything, that's season over. I'm just going to pack it up. That's done. So we might just say, okay, season over. We'll just take the car apart, get it ready for next year, and we'll just have to come back again next year. But I'm still keeping the faith. I'm just, again, kind of throwing every single situation out there for you guys to kind of mull over as much as I am that could exist. And, well, we're just kind of keeping our fingers crossed. There was a lot of confidence that this thing would be ready, so I took all the measures possible. I even took tomorrow off of work. That way, just in case this thing is ready in plenty of time, I won't have to deal with coming home from that and then having to hop into my truck. I could just go up there as soon as I get a phone call and we could have this thing worked on. So enough of the hypotheticals aside, we got to get back to the front end and start doing work up there because that needs to be touched as well. Okay, it is Thursday. It is literally D-Day. Luckily, you can tell I'm in my truck. And we are currently in... Where the hell are we? I think we're in Palmer, Massachusetts. So we're about 10 minutes away from picking up my engine. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. And these are the bumpiest roads I've ever seen. Massachusetts, what are you doing? You guys charge so much in taxes and you can't even have roads that are actually decent to drive on. I think there's a bad body mount in my truck, so every time I hit something, it sounds like it's somebody's hitting it with a sledgehammer. So I gotta fix it. I have the parts, but I haven't had time. So currently on the way. Hopefully we'll be done quick, and then it's another hour-and-a-half ride home. Hopefully we'll be home by like 2:30. I don't know, maybe before that.
South Main Street turns left and becomes US 20 West.
See what I mean? God. Why does it have to be so hot out right now? Okay, I think everything's tight. I think everything's installed. I'm pretty dang sure. That's hooked up. Those are tight. Carb's tight. Plugs are in. Exhaust is on. Drivetrain's tight. I think I gotta bleed the clutch, and that's probably it. Do you wanna, let's see if it runs. Come on. All right, I was trying to build oil pressure, but apparently she just runs. It just started on its own. All right, water. Not oil pressure, I know I saw that come up, so. All right, we're gonna make sure all 8 are firing here. But she don't sound very good. Oh yeah. That says all of those are. This is a good thing to do. Grab a temperature gauge. Start checking on every single pipe. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Oh yeah, she's overflowing on water, so that's probably good. Well, now that's everywhere. I should probably cap that, huh? Pressure, good everything. All right, I think we're good here. I'm just gonna let the thing pressurize and check for leaks. That's gonna be kind of hard after I spilled everything. In the box, and you'll notice it's actually light out still. That's quite the effort we put in today. You know, it's kind of days like this where you kind of show yourself what you're made of, and it proves to yourself that you can do a lot. And we did a lot. Oh my God, did we do a lot. I mean, 2 days ago this car didn't even have a drivetrain in it. It didn't have a rear end, transmission, clutch, engine, drive shaft, you name it. It was just sitting here empty. Put the rear end in it, did a little work in the rear suspension, freed that up a little bit because I'd noticed it was kind of sticky. And we got the engine today, came home this afternoon in 90-degree weather with the sun beating in on us and no breeze, and it's humid. Drinking gallons of water and Pedialyte, and we're ready. Now I don't know what the weather's gonna do because it's New England, and if you read the forecast, it doesn't look good. It says scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon could bring damaging winds and floods. It's like, did we do all this work for nothing? Well, you gotta be ready. You can't depend on anything in this world. So we're ready. No leaks. Scales said what I wanted them to say. Everything's back to where it was. Let's give it a try. If we race, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, here we are. Very hot. Very sunny. Weather doesn't look great. I'm not gonna lie. I think I say that every week, haven't I? Have I said that every single week? I don't know what the weather's gonna be like, but I don't know, when they're calling for scattered thunderstorms that could bring damaging things and whatevers, I gotta kind of listen to it and be prepared, right? But, I mean, it's not like the track's gonna cancel. They could miss us, and I've seen it miss millions of times. So we're here, and at least if it does rain out later, we'll get a decent chance to shake the car down and see what we need to do. Well past the halfway point. I think we got 9 races left, which is I think tonight is included in those 9, but oh god, I really gotta just go in the other entrance, I think, because this one's way too bumpy. Heat race report. Got an issue with the car turning in. It's just swinging the back end really bad. Don't like it. We're gonna try a couple of minor adjustments, but I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want the thing to be too tight, you know what I mean? We're gonna go back to something that worked next week, but for now we just want to try to get through this and get through it okay. Definite difference in horsepower though. I was actually able to pull up next to people pretty easily, and we'll see what it's got for the feature.
place finish tonight for Brent Gleason. Brent, you and I were just talking a few minutes here about the setup on the car. Man, you're so close. What more do you need?
I need to go back to what I had last year, honestly. We've given this one, I think, as many tries as I can possibly give it, and I've done enough to try to massage this thing in, but it's just a complete handful every single corner, and it can't hold the fast cars off like it used to. So I think we're just going to go back to what worked and give that another shot. But I got to say thanks to Northeast Truck and Off-Road, Frank Jr., Brad and Lisa. Thank you guys again today. Rad Auto Machine for the quick turnaround. He got my motor freshened up, and we were actually able to compete with them. And it was just my wife at home, my brother, my son, my mom, everybody watching, all the fans here tonight, all the associate sponsors. And man, we're just so close. You know, it's just, we got to get it stable, and it's just not there.
It's a good third place finish tonight for Brent Gleason. He is a little disappointed, but he'll come back. That'll do it for our street stock feature.
Well, that was another adventure. Oh man, I just got done fighting off heat stroke again because we spent the last few days in the really hot sun just beating down on us and exposed to it forever and doing strenuous activities. I'm just now, it is, I don't have a watch. What am I doing? It's like 3:30 on Saturday, and I'm finally starting to feel better. Like, I went to work with a pounding headache and I'm dehydrated, and I'm like, yeah, we're still fighting off heat stroke here. Luckily, everything seems to be okay. I'm looking the car over here, and there's not a lot that I really have to do. I've already got a list started over here on the wall. But I did find something. This part here that's dangling right in the middle of the frame is the vent for my rear axle. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because if you saw the race, well, you saw me get kind of weird phantom loose off of turn 4, and the thing just slid all the way out to the wall. Well, I thought I ran over something, or something was on the track. Well, it might have been from my car. I looked at this thing as soon as I unloaded it and saw oil from that vent area all the way over the inner bead of the tire, on the frame rail, on all sorts of stuff, which, by the way, the frame rail looks a little kicked left. I'm gonna have to push that out with the Porta Power. I think I mentioned that, but it's behind everything that mounts, so it's not really a huge deal. It's just me squaring the car back up. But everything is coated in oil, and I took super clean in a hose and hosed it off. You probably saw it in the time lapse, and degreased most of it so that at least now we can work on it without being a complete mess. But that was probably one of the contributing issues to what was happening with us in that race. And I think it was probably just the feature, because the heat races didn't feel that bad. It felt a little loose in, but I think that was mostly part of the setup, which, by the way, we're throwing this setup not really fully away because I'm not changing the springs, but a few things I'm going to change, and we're going to go right back to what we were doing last year when we were winning, and a lot faster than this. So we got a lot to do. I've got that frame rail to push out. I've got this rear axle to kind of fix up. I've got the vent to fix. I've got the pinion seal. I got to refill it. I don't even know how much oil's left in the thing. I'm hoping it's not smoked. Didn't have any weird noises or vibrations, so fingers crossed. I got to go through a bunch of stuff, regular maintenance, bearings. The alternator crapped out on me, so I got to fix that, which, by the way, if you're not running an alternator, I mean, it's just free country. You can do whatever you want, but they don't take that much to run them. And would you prefer to have 14 volts, or would you prefer to have 12 to 11 volts at the end of the race and you're unable to run a fan if you're an asphalt guy, because usually we run electric fans. If you're a dirt guy, you're probably not running an electric fan, but I prefer to have 14 volts going to my ignition instead of 12, but that's up to you. You know, you can think that it takes 7 horsepower to run one of those, but it doesn't. I got a bunch of maintenance items to do. I fixed some of the duct work. I got to pack bearings. I have to check the float in the carburetor. What else do I got to do? I got to fix that frame. I got to fix that bumper. I got to fix the body. I got to make the chassis changes. And I got to do my brake pad maintenance, which I didn't get to do this week. Usually I throw them on a belt sander to make them a little better, but we forgot that, and the pads kind of glazed over, and that's probably why I got into the 31 late, which honestly I don't really feel bad about because it worked out, but I just feel bad in the fact that I could have had a better shot at second and just missed, and that sucks. So I guess it is what it is. But anyway, I got to wrap this thing up. I got to get out of here. I'm dying. I'm trying not to get heat stroke again. I want to say thanks to Brad and Lisa for their support. They came out and donated some money to the race team, and it really helps out. Genuinely, it really does. It's not a requirement by any stretch of the imagination. You don't have to do that at all, but I do appreciate it if you do. I've been told by family members in the past, if somebody wants to give you something, just be generous and say thank you. So this is me saying thank you. I did it on the front stretch as well, and I do appreciate it a lot. If you'd like to help the channel directly, besides that, you can go and subscribe, because subscribing helps me out with everything on the business end of the YouTube side, like ad revenue, the algorithms, things of that nature, and helping me build the channel up. And a direct way to help me is to go to GleasonBrosRacing.com, get yourself some channel and race team merch, all good quality stuff at a very affordable price. So guys, thank you all for watching. I got to wrap this up. I want to go in a nice air-conditioned house. I'll see you guys later.